I like making sandwiches. I like to make we've done a real sandwich episode. I like cold sandwiches, but I also like a hot sandwich, like my own version of a Philly cheese. Or I like a steak sandwich. But I'm not. Bread's hard to come by these days because bread doesn't do me that well. This fake trash garbage bread we have out here on the shelves. Like if you try to go buy a hoagie roll at the grocery store, it's all garbage that makes up that hoagie roll. There's nothing good, nutritional about it. It may taste good, and it does. It tastes very good, but there's nothing nutritional about it. You can't find a decent hoagie roll out here. So then you end up, with sourdough or like a sprouted grain bread, which tastes good, but it's not good for those type of hot sandwiches like that. But we did get, one time we got some sourdough. There's a little spot, if you're going from Nashville to Murfreesboro, there's a little spot out there. I don't know the name of it, but it's like, it's attached to a museum.
It's like Smithville Art Center.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's Smithville though, but it's something like that. It's it's
on the bypass.
What's Mary Pat's? It's like Cannon County.
Oh, okay.
Cannon County has a little hipster spot there, real kind of hipster spot, and they got so we picked up some sourdough, some sauerkraut, and then I got some pastrami from the grocery store, and we fried that pastrami up, put a little
horseradish?
Not horseradish, it's the sauerkraut on the bread with some cheese, and oh man, we made our own little Reubens.
Yep.
Oh man.
This is the passion I'm talking about, and I've always said about you are always better than me at making eggs, which you'd think, eggs are simple to make, but they're deceivingly difficult to perfect. It's like eggs are like rice. You think it should be easy to make. We eating it all the time. No, it actually takes quite a lot of skill and expertise to deliver good eggs. And you make great eggs, and you make great sandwiches.
That's why I'm thinking I could run a restaurant. Now, I'm not talking a full-scale, big-time restaurant. I'm not talking that. I'm talking a small spot where, you have some breakfast, you have some lunch. Maybe you do a dinner, but you keep a very small menu. And, like my dad has cows, right? This is what I'm on. And my dad lives outside of this town called Lafayette, spelled Lafayette, pronounced Lafayette. And a friend of mine that I grew up with and maybe we've already talked about this, I don't know, but my friend of mine that I grew up with, she started this kind of Main Street program where you get some government money, and they're trying to revamp Lafayette. And there's a restaurant there. It used to be called Rogers Restaurant when I was growing up, but now it's been through so many changes. When I was growing up, Rogers was really good. I mean, it was like kind of a buffet style meat and three type place. And it might have all been trash food. I don't know. But back then, I don't feel like anybody was thinking about healthy food. But it was delicious. And I used to love to go there. You go through the counter, and Jimmy Rogers is back there, and he's old. He's got a little shake to him, but he's scooping up all your food for you. You go through the line, you're like, what do you want, fried chicken or roast beef? And he puts that on. And then you go, you want some of this corn? You want some of these mashed potatoes? That sort of thing. So you go, and it was a really great restaurant. But now that same building has been through so many changes. And currently, the restaurant's there. I've not been there, so I don't know if it's good or not. I've heard some talk that it is. But it's called like Crave Corner Homestyle Kitchen. And I just don't know why people name restaurants like this. It's like, you know what I think it should be called? I think it should be called the Lafayette Diner. Or whatever the lady's name is that runs it, I don't know, let's say her name's Judy, call it Judy's Diner. That's what I think you should do. You always need a simple diner. I want to open a restaurant there. I want my stepmom to run it. She's a good cook. I want to call it Martha's Diner. We could call it Slay's Diner maybe, but call it Martha's Home Cooking, Martha's Diner. And then you have a simple menu, but you cook some good things, you know. I want to learn. My dad has some beef cows, right? I say we kill 1 or 2 cows, and I learn to take some of that beef and make pastrami. I want to learn to make pastrami.
Mm-hmm. I'd love for that to happen. You know, it's like we have so many wild ideas, you know, but I'd like to do it.
Yeah.
I'd like to own a little restaurant spot.
That's what I'm saying. And then, so we have this experiment because this is what kind of culture Lafayette has. Lafayette, I would say, is about 50-50 demographic, white, black people. And it's a lot of old people, and it's Southern people.
And 100% country people.
Right, 100% country. So you just need to find some food that appeals to them. You know,
it's going to be pork heavy. We've already reckoned with that, even though we don't eat pork ourselves. The menu's going to have some pork.
I feel like you got to have some.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go pork heavy. But I would introduce things like, I think a lot of times people are not necessarily thinking about a Reuben in a place like that. I didn't grow up eating Reubens, but I think if you introduce them to a delicious Reuben, I think they're going to be buying it.
Mm-hmm.